Can we get a sailboat, chasing down the sunset as we float round and round the globe?
This is Margarida, the normal one in a not quite normal marriage.
And this is Peter. He's a little bit different, which keeps me on my toes. Together we are on an adventure that didn't work out as planned, but we are fighting back, so come join us.
Let's go.
Margarita's getting psyched. Because I have my two-piece wetsuit on with my hood, my head is too buoyant, so the GoPro is going in and out of the water too much. I'll need to put some weights around my neck to improve the footage. Margarida suggested the anchor. Oh, I just love being married. We're after conch and fish, and Margarida will provide. You could take advantage of that. Show us what you got.
One hogfish. Hey, she's already buoyant. And 2 decent.
All right. Well done.
This one.
This little fish came in a conch. Better give it its freedom. Slippery little sucker though. He may be a bit squished from me picking him up, but he is free now.
It's cold, it's winter in Cuba! Don't forget to press like, subscribe. I'll be waiting for you right here, and press the bell button so you don't miss out on any video. What are you waiting for? I'm still here.
Look at this perfect location, people. Our own private 4-mile beach, about 100 metres behind the boat, and coral reefs out front, teeming with fish. I could easily stay here a month, although Margarita's parents are coming and she wants to get there early. 6 days earlier, I don't know. But anyway, if the Admiral says go, we've got to go. From the trade winds and the current, it is easiest to do the southern side of Cuba from east to west because you have both the wind and current in your favour. But you can sail west to east, which is what we are going to do. It just involves waiting for the right conditions. Looking at the current first, although the current is this way and against us, there is a weak countercurrent much closer to the coast, so that's a good thing. With the wind, we need to pick our window. During the winter months of November through to April, cycles of 3 to 7 days occur where a cold front from the great US of A comes down. On an approaching northerly, the local winds tend to be southerly and southwesterly, and then you have a rather vicious squall line approaching from the northwest, with winds from 25 to 60 knots. The winds then quickly veer and drop to about 25 to 40 knots from the north, and then eventually go back to the usual trades of northeast or east-northeast. It's probably best to avoid the squall line of 60 knots and wait till the wind steadies from the north or the northwest. We are here, and by the crow's flies need to get 18 miles over to Cayo Largo. Now, of course, if we had waited for the norther, it would have been one tack, no weaving between the reefs, safe, dead flat because we were in the lee, and it would have taken 2.5 hours. But of course, Margarida wanted to go the very next day and not wait for the norther, so we were going to have northeast to southeast winds and have to battle it the whole way. Probably the sensible way to get there is to sail down to here, where it's easy to get to south because of the northeast winds, and as the winds tend more easterly, tack sometimes until the wind is from the southeast, and then sail right back up through the channel, avoiding the maze of reefs completely, and getting to Cayo Largo, probably taking the better part of a day. But we didn't do this at all, people. This is not the Wisdom Channel. If you want wisdom, go to the Bible. In order to keep seasickness at bay, we sailed behind the barrier reefs and sailed within the maze of reefs and sandy shoals here. This involved lots and lots of tacking and of course keeping a careful eye out for shoals on the reefs. Getting shallower and shallower. It's kind of freaky travelling through such shallow waters. With the occasional cloud blotting out the sun, you need to remember where the shoals are to the front and side of you, because when you lose the sun for a few minutes, you lose your ability to judge where the shoals are. Thankfully, it's only occasionally.
Occasionally there's these stains on the ground. I don't quite know what they are, but they only rise sometimes 2 or 3 feet. At the moment we're at 6 metres, 6.5 metres. But as we get closer, it's an interesting experience when you're doing 6 knots and you've only got a few feet under your keel. So we're keeping a lookout. This tack we're going to be close to reef, so well I'm going to try and avoid. You know, we're on the downwind side, so it's easy to bear away. Okay, there's a reef up ahead.
Don't worry people, the reef is still far in the distance. This stain on the bottom is likely a sparse seagrass patch, and it's still about 4 metres, so we have plenty of depth.
I've just got the main and I'm motor sailing because we're not going to make it otherwise. We just came across 1.5 feet depth on some sandy shoal closer inshore. Now there's reefs and rocks here. It's getting a bit nasty, and because it's hard to tack with our main jib. I mean, it's the only thing that's going to give us the power to drive us forward, but it gets caught on all the baby stay and the staysail stay. So hopefully we can get in. It's getting late now, it's 3 o'clock. We ought to already be in, but that's just the way it is. We've got a beautiful paragliding sky. I get a shadow going across. So it's hard to work out exactly where the reefs are. You just got to remember your path a little bit off-wind to your path, say 10 degrees, because you don't actually follow that path, you're actually dragging a bit. Last tack, and I can see our destination destination. It's not Cayo Largo. We couldn't make that. We're going to a place called Cayo Rico.
We are anchored here. To get into this place, we had to maneuver between the sandbanks. If we look at Google Earth, we can see the potential sandbanks to avoid, and the rocks in the middle of nowhere, plus the very shallow area over here, oh yeah, and the reef out front. But it is doable, people. Of course, the right hand of the screen we have to attempt tomorrow. How beautiful is this place? Don't ask me where we are. I checked all the files and there's no footage of us on the beach. Awkward topic. It was a nice day, I remember. Let's just leave it at that.
I'm back again. Have you done it? I'm still here. I'm waiting for it. Press like, subscribe, and if you want to keep up to notice with the videos, don't forget the bell button.